notes.
If they start escaping...
Mate!
I'm going to win this competition.
Can you feel a piglet? Oh, look! One of them is...
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my full review for all 8 episodes of Clarksons Farm Season 3. In my opinion, one of the best TV shows around, regardless if it's on Amazon Prime or any other streaming service. As it happens, it is on Amazon Prime. I thoroughly look forward to each season of this show. I just think it is absolutely wonderful, and I was very much looking forward to the third season. So what can we expect in the third season? Well, I did review the first couple of episodes on the channel recently. And it starts off as in typical fashion. You know, it's been a disastrous season in regards to the weather and stuff like that. You know, things haven't gone well and all that kind of stuff. And Clarkson, if kind of comes up with a plan with Caleb, Clarkson's going to farm the unfarmable, if you like. So he's kind of figured out that on his 1,000-acre farm, 500 acres of it is farmed, and the other 500 acres isn't. So he basically makes Caleb the farm manager, and he takes on the task of farming the rest of the farm. So he goes off, he comes up with all these crackpot ideas. He realises he's got a load of blackberries in bushes, so he's going to make blackberry jam to see if he can make money off all of that. He decides to get a load of pigs in, which is, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I mean, the pigs, they're such highs and lows, really. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous and they're very, very cute, and there's lots of funny little moments with the pigs. But also, as well, there's an episode. It's actually called Harrowing, the episode. I think, is it the third episode, something like that? And it's just really, really upsetting to watch because there's a lot of like pig deaths and stuff like that, and they don't hold back. They show that, you know, what it's really like on a city, in a farm with a situation like this, and how upsetting it is. And put it this way, I watched it with my wife, and she was basically in floods of tears while we were watching that bit. And I'm not going to lie, I had a bit of a lump in my throat as well. So the pigs, was a massive source of entertainment this season, but also a massive source of heartbreak. It was really upsetting to watch at times. He also gets a load of goats in, which is hilarious at times, as you could imagine with Clarkson. They get these goats in when they're kids, and then, they've got to fatten them up. And his plan is to kind of put them out in the wilds on his land, if you like, and they'll kind of chomp up all the bramble and stuff. But there's quite a few laughs and giggles with the goats along the way, which is a lot of fun, to be fair. His dispute with the council gets resolved this season. At the beginning of this season, you see that the council have clamped down ridiculously and forced him to close the restaurant and all sorts of other stuff that essentially would kill the farm if they got their way. So they really, really push and fight back, and finally there's some good news in regards to his dispute with the council this season, and it feels like a real eureka moment, I think, in the season when he kind of gets his just rewards. It's really good. He spends the whole season trying to repair a dam on his property as well, which ends up with him and Caleb bickering and falling out, and then it gets quite humorous later on because they start behaving like builders and having cups of tea all the time, which is pretty good. He rescues a tree that's kind of collapsed on his property. He decides to make money by growing mushrooms, which happens to be a big part of the show as well. That goes relatively well and is quite interesting, and he calls them space penises, and if you want to know why, you'll have to watch the show. But that was pretty good. And we learn this season about regenerative farming, which I'd heard the term, but I knew nothing about. And this season kind of teaches you all about regenerative farming, and how important it is, I suppose, for farms and farming in general. And that's the thing about the show. One of the things about the show, anyway, that I think is just so wonderful. Not only is it wonderfully entertaining, it is hugely educational at the same time, and I think it has done absolute wonders for the farming community overall, certainly in this country, but potentially further than that. It really has shone a light on the difficulties that farmers face in this country. And there's actually a bit in this season as well where they get the opportunity. Well, Caleb and Charlie get the opportunity to go to London to meet Rishi, our Prime Minister, or as Caleb calls him, President Ricky. So that's quite nice as well. We get lots more stuff in regards to the shop, and Lisa has quite a prominent role this season as well. She's got a lot to do with this season. And then, of course, all the other usuals. You got the builder that you see all the time who comes and helps him build car parks and all this kind of stuff, build his underground base for his mushrooms. And then we've got the wonderful Gerald, who is not in this season as much as he has been previously, but there's a very good reason for that. And if you follow this show at all, you've probably seen on social media and beyond that unfortunately he fell ill while they were making this season, and he was treated for cancer. But again, there's no sense hiding that sort of thing, and they're very open about it in the show. But luckily, you do get to see a lot more of Gerald later on in the season. So, if you like Clarksons Farm, you're not going to be disappointed here. It's another absolute no-brainer. They've just absolutely done it again. Massively entertaining, a lot of fun, lots of laughs, lots of tears, and I think it's probably, it has to be, I think, in my opinion, one of the best things on TV. It's just wonderful. It's absolutely fantastic. And I think Amazon Prime they've absolutely hit gold dust with this show. I think it's already been confirmed for another season. In fact, it's probably going to be going on for a lot longer than that, I suspect. And long may it continue, because I think it's an absolutely brilliant show. If you've not seen Clarksons Farm yet, get it watched from season 1, and I guarantee you will binge watch it all the way through to season 3. It's unmissable TV. Really, really fantastic stuff. So yeah, it's a real big win for me, this one. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, thanks for joining me for this review, guys. I hope you found it useful. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.